The decision to get in shape is a decision I made many years ago. And it's probably the decision that I'm most proud and happy of today, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. It basically changed my entire life. But it is not easy. It is a decision you'll have to make. So how, if I had to do it all over again, how would I do it? How would I advise somebody who's looking to get in shape, to finally change their life? This is how I would do it. You decided to get in shape. And I'm not a guy who's gonna bullshit you. There will be some very difficult days. So how do we overcome these? So this is a tool, some methods that I've been giving all of my clients, and I've used myself since day one. And it's something you can keep evolving. And this will be the number one key to success. If you truly understand this concept, there's actually 0% chance that you will fail getting in shape. So what are we talking about here? Is to understand why is it that you want to get in shape. Because a lot of people will just be like, it would be nice, I just want to look cool. You actually have to sit down, preferably with a pen and paper, and truly look inside of yourself and really think, why is it that I want to get in shape? And maybe even, what would the consequences be if I don't get in shape? If I don't change the way that I'm living right now? Because I know people just don't wake up one day being like, I just want to be healthy. No, there is a reason way deeper, maybe even more painful than that. And that is good. Use it. In the past, I've heard people tell me that they got bullied in school, so they had to change. They were too skinny, they were too fat. They want to change that so it doesn't happen again. Those painful feeling of being bullied would help them. Maybe you're a parent and the doctors told you that if you don't lose weight, you won't see your kids grow up. That's a very powerful and painful feeling, something you have to avoid. And once those difficult days will come, because they will come. In the beginning, everything will be quite easy because you're motivated, you just want to get started. And there's going to be a drop off in motivation where reality will hit because you still have a job, you still have things you are accountable for. And maybe not every day you'll have slept enough or have enough energy to get through. And there's this gap between the motivational part and once you'll actually start seeing results, you will see the scale change. You will see the mirror change. People will start commenting. And this will give you so much motivation and drive. This is like a snowball, never ending, that will almost make you addicted to getting in shape. But there will be this gap in between where you have to push through and make a lot of difficult decisions. There are a lot of choices you'll have to make. Where you will stand and decide, am I gonna keep going? Or am I just gonna throw in the towel? Understanding your why, the more powerful, the more painful, the more precise you can make it, the better. I know there's a lot of people who are very successful in the fitness industry who has a lot of trauma. That is terrible. But that is something so powerful in them that is way stronger than all of their excuses. And that is why they were very successful. So whatever you have, whatever feelings, whatever trauma, whatever desire, whatever it is, write it down on paper. Or maybe put it on a note in your phone. But I want it to be visible. I wanted you to keep this like you're in jail for life. And this is the last picture of your kids. Because this is something you will have to face once you have to have these difficult decisions to make. So write it on paper. Put it on your fridge, put it on the wall in your room. If you have it on your phone, take a screenshot of the note, put it as your screensaver. Because don't just let this disappear and you try and kind of forget it. No. You have to confront yourself with this reality of what will happen if you don't change, or all the things you want to avoid by changing. This is super powerful. It helped me so many times in very difficult days, but it got me through. And now, looking back, I was like, it was actually not that difficult. because I had a reason that was way more powerful than my reasons to quit. And secondly, I know that a lot of people who start going to the gym in the beginning, maybe if you are a very big person or if you're super skinny and you don't know what you're doing in the gym, you feel terrified. You feel like people are looking at you weirdly. They're probably thinking you don't belong here, but actually, this is so far from the truth. Something you will understand once you start going to the gym is that the biggest, the meanest, the most experienced lifters are actually the best people. Those are the people you can ask because this is something they are good at. This is something they have spent a lot of time of perfecting, and they actually love to give advice, to help you out. And something you have to understand, we know, we fit people, we know that it takes way more courage for you to go down to the gym. Like, it's not difficult for me to get to the gym. It's almost more difficult to stay away because I like going to the gym. I'm having fun. It's part of my journey. But for you, it took so much courage. You've probably been waiting for this day for so long, and now you finally took the step. And people do know that. So don't be afraid of going to the gym. Yes, people will notice you, but people notice everybody. And to be honest, most people are busy looking at themselves in the mirror. Most people are looking at their phone or watching their pump. Like, people truly don't care about other people, but people are actually way more friendly than you would expect. A lot of people are introverts in the gym, and that is why people are not talking that much. But if you actually reach out and ask them for help or anything, they'll be happy to assist you. So don't be afraid of the gym. Go there. If you can bring a friend, if you know someone, that will just make it even easier. But don't be afraid of going to the gym. People are actually, in most cases, very nice, and they want to help you. So use it to your advantage. All right, Oscar. So now I found my why. I changed my mindset, and I'm going to the gym. So how do I eat? How do I train? What should I do? And here, the biggest tip is to just keep it simple. A lot of people will try and confuse you, try and sell you a course. They will just grab your attention by overcomplicating everything. It can be, what is the perfect exercises in the gym? What is the perfect training split? Maybe you should go keto, you should avoid this kind of food, you should eat this food. Like, there's so many things that there's no magic tricks. There's no magic exercise, no magic foods, nothing that will change your appearance or how you feel. It's all about finding whatever works for you. So how do we make it simple? The guideline is just 80% whole foods. And what is whole foods? Whole foods is basically food that hasn't been processed. If you look at the back of the food label, it doesn't say anything because there is no ingredients. There's just whatever it is. When you look at the bag of carrots, it'll just say carrots. When you look at the bag of potatoes, it'll just say potatoes. When you look at the bag of your chicken, it will just say chicken. So if you focus on these kind of foods, you are instantly going to be way more healthy, and it's going to be way more difficult for you to overeat. Another thing is, when you're cooking food, avoid using too much oil. We put so much oil on the pan when we're cooking things, and that's just a ton of calories that we actually do not need. I had a client who didn't lose weight, and she promised me that she followed the plan, and it made no sense. And then I asked her how much oil she was using whenever she was cooking her food. And I found out that she basically had an entire day of calories on top of her daily calories just from cooking in all that oil and all that butter. So avoid using that much. When you have a modern pan, you actually don't need a lot. And now let's talk about protein. Because if you eat enough protein, you'll be very full, and therefore it will be very difficult for you to overeat. So how do we do this? To make it simple, eat 5 to There are 4 to 5 snacks or meals in a day, which contains 20 to 40 grams of protein. The reason why we are doing it like this is, first of all, it's very beneficial for muscle growth, but also for satiety, so you won't have as many cravings. You will eat regular throughout the day, so you won't be too hungry, you won't be binging, you won't be craving, and you will just feel full. And once you start focusing your meal around your protein, like this is how I make up a meal. I will just be like, okay, I have this protein source, and what would be nice to eat with this? And I just add it. Like, don't overcomplicate it. If you think it's boring, but you actually enjoy it, keep at it. And if you find a few meals, maybe you find some recipes here on YouTube or on Instagram that you really enjoy, don't be afraid of eating it every single day. There's no reason for you to change it up all the time. Of course, it's nice to have different kind of foods, but if you actually enjoy something, just keep at it. If you know it's healthy and it works. Actually, my breakfast every single day is almost exactly the same. It's bread with whole eggs. Before I go to the gym, I will have rice and some protein sauce, maybe some chicken, some beef with some sugar-free sauces on top, maybe some vegetables. Before I go to bed, I almost always have some kind of Greek yogurt with berries and almonds, maybe even some dark chocolate. And it just works for me, so why change it? It makes it so much more easy for me to go and buy groceries because I know what I have to buy. I know it's cheap. And I also know that it works, I like it, and I don't have to think about it all the time because it's just there. That is basically the best ways to just make it simple, don't overcomplicate it. If something seems way too complicated, it is. Just find a workout split that works for you, find food that works for you, eat 4 to 5 times a day, and make sure to add some protein to every single meal or snack. So the next tip is a change you will have to make in your life. You'll have to make this a priority. Maybe your priority is running a few times a week, maybe you're going to the gym, but make that a priority. The mindset a lot of people will have is, I will have to find a way to fit in going to the gym or doing some kind of exercise into my plan. No. You'll have to decide when you will have this exercise and then fill your plans around it. Of course, you'll have some work, maybe you have kids, I don't know, school. But with your social life, instead of being like, I'm not sure if I am able to train tonight because I have this thing I have to do, being like, oh, I am free to go to this thing once I've been to the gym. And this mindset change actually will help you go to the gym because it shouldn't be an option. It's something you have to do, like going to school, like going to your job. It's something you have to do. It's a priority. And this way it will be way easier to make the right decision because it's not a decision, you just have to go. And even better, if you can find somebody who you can have this with, it's very easy for you to actually go to the gym because maybe that day you feel tired, they'll be like, where you're at. And if you're training with somebody, don't just train with somebody because they're fun. Only train with people who are actually good for you. If you're training with people who quit or people who cancel, stop working out with them because when they cancel, you'll be like, oh yeah, I guess we'll work out tomorrow instead. No. It has to be like this relationship with my gym partner. I will call him and be like, when are you ready? I will not ask him, do you want to go to the gym today? Or should we go to the gym? No, I ask him, when do we go? And his response is, I am free at 4, let's meet there at 5. So it's not, should we go? It's, when do we go? And that just sudden change is very powerful, both for your own mental, but also just for making things happen in your life. In general, make it a priority. Don't be perfect, just be good enough. Because it can be some people just need to be very extreme and they have to be all in. And some people will just make small habit changes over time. But just realize that one bad day will not ruin your progress. Just like one good day will not get you in shape. So even though you had a bad day, you went off your plans, maybe you didn't go to the gym as promised, it's just important to get back on track the next day. Don't make it like a weekly or monthly binging, keep on track and don't let it, a lot of people will start almost hating themselves once they screw up once. But it's just important to understand that you're not perfect, but you're good enough. You're doing your best. And the faster you can get back on track, the better. Don't beat yourself down over just making a few mistakes. Don't focus too much on having the perfect split or having the perfect diet. Just slowly learn through the process and just reach out to people. People are actually happy to help. And just understand that you're not perfect, but as long as you're good enough, you're doing your best, that is the only thing that we can hope for. And that is something that I am very extreme myself. I completely go all in, or I don't care about it. So once I started having a few off days, I really had to sit with myself and my thoughts and be like, Oscar, it's okay that you're feeling this way. There's a reason for you to feel this way. Maybe some things happened in my personal life or my body was just beat up. And I just accepted that, okay, today I just want to relax and I just want to eat something chill, like order a burger and not go to the gym today. But that means that when I'm going to the gym tomorrow, I'll just have to go 10% harder because I gave my body the rest. I gave my body some extra calories. So tomorrow I'll put them to work and it's okay. And having the ability to accept those small defeat will just make you work even harder for the victory the next day. So the last advice that I would give to somebody who's looking to get in shape is to stop focusing on burning calories in the gym. And maybe a lot of people will be like, wait, what? Isn't that the reason why we're going to the gym? Actually, the biggest reason why we're going to the gym is to build muscle tissue. It's gonna be healthy for you, it's gonna look good, and you're gonna feel good, just expanding energy. But you actually don't burn that many calories. Where you truly burn your calories is throughout the day, when you are moving. That's why a lot of people are focusing on daily steps, not on cardio. I can get in extremely good summer beach shape not doing any cardio, but just walking. So what I would do is, instead of driving down to the gym, I would walk to the gym. When I'm going for lunch, instead of getting my car, I will jump on a bike, or I will walk there. Maybe before I go to bed, I'll just take a small stroll on the graveyard down here, like just adding extra step, adding extra movement. When you're sitting on your office job, when you have a break, instead of just sitting of dooming, scrolling on your phone, just walk around a little bit, have a chat with a colleague, just go to the coffee machine and come back, just add some movement throughout the day. This is actually where you burn a lot of calories. And this habit alone might actually be the single only change you will need to get in shape. When I'm on a holiday, I usually come home way lighter, even though I ate a lot of weird food that I don't eat, and I ate at restaurants all the time, which is not always the healthiest. But just because I was walking so much, I burned off way more calories than usually. So just being able to move a bit more throughout the day is just going to be a very good thing for your weight loss. And in general, just find out what actually works for you. Right now, my goal is to build some more muscle, but my training split actually isn't optimal for building muscle, and I know that. But I also know deep inside that I need something that I really find fun, and I find it fun to lift very hairy stuff. To finish off this video, I just want to make sure that I told you that I am actually proud of you that you made this decision here today, because it is a decision that I made many years ago, and I am so happy and so proud that I did it. And I know that you will look back in a few months, a few years, and be like, I am so happy that I made this change, and I will trade it for nothing, because it will change your life and you will feel so much better about yourself, and your health will be better. The way you look will be so much better. Everything about you will just be so much better. And what is beautiful about fitness is that you are in full control of the outcome. The world is a very giving place. If you do the things that a fit person does, you will become a fit person. If you decide to fix your diet, to do the work, there's 100% chance of you to succeed. Exactly what you put in is exactly what you get out. And this is the best thing about fitness, that you're in full control of it. It's all up to you, which can also be scary if you're not somebody who used to having success with things that you have dived into. But here there is no external factors. It's all about you. And a little bit of a warning. In the beginning, when you start to either lose weight or gain weight or get in shape, a lot of people will support you and be like, oh, you're so good, you're so proud. But at some point, maybe some of your friends, some of your family, they will be like, oh, are you still doing this? Are you still doing that? Can you just let go of it for a week and go for a vacation with me, or go out into the club? And there you just have to be aware that this will happen at some point, and just start thinking about how you will handle it. Because to some people, they can have a good balance where they're like, okay, I am mostly on this diet, I want to make this change, but also want to have time to relax and do the things I want to do. And that is totally okay. You can be like that. There's no reason that you have to be this extremist who is all in, all out. But at some point, you will realize that some of these friendships were actually not as honest as you thought they were. And without all these things that you used to have together, maybe you were the guys who just went out clubbing, or you went eating crazy foods, or just did a lot of degenerate or unhealthy stuff, they will maybe start to stop associating with you. But you will actually gain new friends who love this new lifestyle, who love you for you. You'll actually see who's there for you and who support you. And that is something that's actually very valuable, that you'll get a chance to see who's actually there for you and not for what you can offer them, or maybe some habits that you had together weren't as healthy. Because people are like crabs in a bucket. Once one is trying to crawl out to achieve success, they suddenly see like, oh, I am getting left behind. They'll try and drag you down with them. Just don't let them do that. And it can be scary in the beginning, but trust me, when you're on the other side of it, it'll be worth every single step of the journey. So that was my video. I hope you liked it. Please leave a comment down below, like the video, subscribe to the channel so you can see more of this. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck on your journey.